Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charles Sebastian, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show. We cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a pretty interesting show for you guys. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. This is a topic that I was thinking about just this morning when I was thinking of content. And maybe it was prompted by some videos that I watched yesterday evening on YouTube. So what happened? We did a show reacting to Shannon Sharpe and these guys deciding to publish, deciding to start selling a t-shirt with my Michelle and 69 and all kind of crazy, you know what, on there, to kind of capitalize off of the momentum of that public gaffe, or what now seems to be an intentional marketing, plan. And as time has gone on, I have been a critic of some of those decisions. Now, some people said, "Oh, this and this and this." I'm like, "Nah, this is getting a little bit too raunchy for a person of that stature, person that you see on television on ESPN. Wasn't really making any sense to me." And then I started to think about Shannon Sharpe's former debate partner, Skip Bayless, right? Skip Bayless. As you guys know, Skip Bayless is no longer working at FS1. He's no longer an Undisputed. He announced that he'll be leaving the network a few months ago, or over a month ago, and now he's an independent guy. He's doing his own thing. He's really vocal now on Twitter. He publishes more on his show, and funny enough, out of nowhere, Skip's channel started getting views, 100,000, 160,000. I'm like, whoa, what's going on here? Skip's channel never used to get views. Something seemed to happen, right? So it looks like Skip is kind of going on about his business. There have been some rumors that he's going to have a show with Lil Wayne and all of that, but I don't know. I don't know how true any of that is. But initially, when Shannon left Undisputed, Shannon was viewed as the sympathy figure. Skip Bayless was viewed as the bully, right? He pushed Shannon out the door. He disrespected Shannon on live TV on numerous occasions. And there was this friction that existed. Then Shannon left, went on to ESPN. His career just went to another level. His podcast went to another level, breaking all kind of records with the Cat Williams interview. And Shannon was just rising, right? And Skip wasn't viewed positively in the public forum. A lot of people, like, especially when the news came out that Skip was no longer going to be on FS1, people were like, some people were happy, like, yeah, that's what you get for being a troll, blah, 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 blah. So Skip leaves the show. And then now the main guy in sports media really became Shannon Sharpe, right? And we kind of forgot about Skip. Skip just went on about his business, doing his own thing. And now Shannon became the big wig, right? The head honcho. And then certain things started to happen. Like maybe some celebrities going at Shannon, calling him out for this and this and this. Then Shannon had a moment where he chastised his partner, Chad Johnson, on a live show, whatever, for basically being tardy, being late and all of that. That turned off a lot of people, and he was lecturing him about being professional, talking about where he wants to take the brand and blah, 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 blah. Then a few days later, something like that happens that occurred with him. And then now people started to turn on Shannon a bit. And you started to see little chinks in Shannon's armor where he didn't have that same glow that he had before, because people are now looking at him like, wait a minute. Before we were on your side because we felt like you were wrong by Skip and what happened over there. But now it looks like you're kind of turning into Skip by the way you're treating your partner. And if you look at Skip Bayless is all on his own. As a matter of fact, Skip Bayless hasn't said anything. And it seems like Skip's silence is actually working in his favor. It's actually working in his favor because if you're not saying anything, it's hard for people to hold your words against you. But Shannon, on the other hand, has been making a lot of headlines, and it seems like with people like Cameron and others going at him, it seems like he's beginning to turn some people off. And now I'm beginning to wonder, what will Shannon's reputation be in the next 5 years? And that's really the part that I want to get into now. But before we even get into that thought experiment, today's video is brought to you by a sponsor, Game Time. With only 4 months left until the end of the year, I look forward to creating special moments with family and friends by attending various theaters, shows, plays, and sporting events. And when it comes time for me to look for tickets, I absolutely love to use Game Time. Game Time is one of the most reliable marketplaces for last-minute tickets to the most popular events in sports, music, and theater in more than 60 cities across the United States and Canada. Game Time saves me money, time, and peace of mind, so I don't have to sort through thousands of tickets looking for the best prices or worry about whether or not if they're authentic or whether if I'm going to receive them on time. Game Time Picks, one of my favorite Game Time tools, analyzes thousands of tickets for all of your favorite events near your location and finds you the best possible deal so you don't have to. For example, I'm looking forward to this upcoming concert at Madison Square Garden of one of my favorite composers, Hans Zimmer. Here, I can select the all-in price to see the total ticket price up front, no hidden fees. And now I can sort through the best possible deals I can find. I can choose the cheapest deals, the great deal, or the amazing deal. Once you select the ticket you want, you can use their panoramic seat view to ensure you know exactly what you're getting before you buy. And if you're like me and always make plans at the last minute, you can grab tickets up to 90 minutes after the event has started. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the app, create an account, and use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Again, create an account and use redeem code CLNS for $20 off. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. Going into the future, I think that a few things can happen. I think initially when Shannon left Undisputed, I think his goal was to prove people wrong. I genuinely think that he was really, really grateful for the opportunity that Stephen A. Smith and these guys offered him by extending an olive branch to him and having him come over to ESPN, and then he obviously is with The Volume and all of that. And Shannon was viewed at that time as a sympathy figure. But going into the future, I think that Shannon, the most important thing he needs to, or rather he has to pay close attention to, is his brand. And some people lose sight of the brand when we're thinking about money. It happens, right? Sometimes, you may want to make a buck here, make a buck there. You're like, well, this is not going to really affect my brand. That's not really going to affect my brand. And it depends. If you're doing little things here and there, it may not hurt you. But when you start doing major things that may cause people to second guess you, then you need to be careful of that. And the last piece of drama that he's been a part of, people are now wondering, wait, was this a mistake? Was this on purpose? Because for someone that was supposed to be contrite, you were bragging about it. I've never seen someone that admits to a mistake and then starts bragging about the mistake that they made. That's not a good thing. That's not a positive thing. And it's something that happens over time. Your reputation and all of that slowly erodes away to the point where it's like, you look up in the future like, yo, what happened? What happened? Now, for me personally, I think that Shannon is still going to remain on top of the game. I think that Shannon is going to self-correct, and I don't think that he's going to continue to go down this path of just doing crazy things for clicks and for money. I don't think so. He also mentioned the fact that, look, this particular stunt may have potentially hurt me in terms of sponsors. He spoke about how you make your money, through sponsorships, these podcasts. That is 100% true, unless you have an amazing YouTube channel that just rakes in millions and millions of views. There are people out there. There's a guy that I know who's brought in, last month his channel got 122 million views, and most people wouldn't even know him. People like that, yeah. You're gonna make, if you're making $5 million by September and you still got a whole year to go, yeah, people like that, yeah. But by and large, sponsors are the ones that are really gonna take your income to the next level. So it seems like Shannon is beginning to understand, like, okay, there's certain things I need to do and there's certain things I need to avoid. For instance, the merchandise that was on his page that people like myself called out for being a bozo move, they took it all down. It's no longer on his Instagram. It's gone. They were like, oh, okay, wait a minute here. This may hurt the brand. The money we're going to make here may hurt the brand. And in the case of Skip, I think Skip is doing something smart, which is he's not talking. He's not talking. In the midst of all of this, he's not talking. All Skip is doing is he is focused on his work. And I think that if Skip continues to focus on putting out great content, focusing on him, not getting into the backbiting and, oh, you heard what happened when I was there. And I think Skip will ultimately find his way and kind of just go on about his way. But I think the only way Skip has a last laugh at the end is that if Shannon finds a way to ruin what he's done by doing crazy things like he just recently did. Because listen, a person I was thinking about just the other day, you remember Andrew Tate? At one point, Andrew Tate was the biggest thing in the world. Literally, like, he was the biggest thing in the world. Now, no one hears about Andrew Tate. And Andrew Tate was bigger than Shannon Sharpe. Like, Andrew Tate was something else. It was like a global thing. Like, but now when you think of Andrew Tate, nobody even thinks about him. It can happen that fast. I don't think it's going to happen. And certainly I hope it doesn't happen, because Shannon has a lot to offer the sports media space. I just hope he keeps it on the clean side, because I believe a lot of this stuff, he's above it. These are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, leave your thoughts in the comments, and we catch you guys on the next show.